talk about wrestling.
What?
Let's talk about wrestling because I've been watching wrestling videos over the last 3 days, and it's giving me lots of nostalgic ideas. Not ideas, like nostalgic memories and experiences.
All right. Let's talk about wrestling.
So, who were your favorite wrestlers growing up?
I wasn't that into wrestling, to be fair. Like I played.
God damn it! Never mind.
I played like WWE. Like obviously, it was one of the games I had on my PlayStation 1, but I never really. Like I know some people back in there, people used to buy like wrestling CDs. Like people would go to, when we used to go to those guys that sell 12 in 1, 24 in 1.
Yeah.
People would go there to buy like wrestling, SmackDown, Raw, WWE Raw thing, and I don't know. Like for me, it was okay to watch, but I prefer watching movies because
Okay,
I think
no wrestling.
No,
Bring
no,
that.
let's talk about it.
Bring that that muscle dysmorphia one on the notion.
Okay.
Color this part out.
Yeah, maybe even including the first one because I'm not even sure. All right, so opening this up, was it a tweet?
It was a tweet, yeah.
Yeah, and it's long ago. But anyways, all right. So this person says, it's a long tweet, so just bear with me, guys. This person says, in 2020, 2021, actually, let me read the original one. I think that one is shorter, but no, it's just still long. Okay. I've gotten into incredible shape a handful of times in my life. As a nerdy kid growing up, I always thought it would be a way to make me happy. Generally, it doesn't. Some mental health benefits are real, but you're often trading one set of issues for another. It can lead to a spiral of body dysmorphia and further isolation. In parentheses, always watching what you eat and avoiding going out as a result, but also spending way too much time in the gym, etc. It can even create further insecurity. That is, now I'm too skinny, or now I'm too fat, or now I don't have enough muscles, constantly seeking external validation. As far as my experience goes, most girls don't seem to care too much one way or the other. 6-pack or skinny. He says he's flip-flopped between the two multiple times. I don't think it has changed my dating life meaningfully. You get more comments from dudes, which, while flattering, is not really what I'm after. That said, I've been working to find a balance. I'm probably not in the best position to provide much advice. However, one thing that helps is focusing on a goal outside of the aesthetics, that is training for a marathon, etc. Keep your eye on the process versus an outcome. A goal beyond purely how you look. Do it for the fun. And if you embark on some fitness challenge with friends, it staves off a lot of isolation that can come from purely obsessing over how you look. It's finding a balance. I'm still struggling to get there, but I've made progress. I'm sure it's not the case for everyone, but I have to assume most people who are incredibly in shape are probably insecure, seeking validation, and some form of control in their lives. In my experience,
everyone.
In my experience, it certainly doesn't provide instant happiness or solve all your problems. All right, it was making sense in a way, but that last line was crazy because he says I'm not sure it's the case for everyone, but I have to assume most people who are incredibly in shape are probably insecure, seeking validation and some form of control in their lives.
Yeah, that's a question that you can only answer with objective data, not an assumption, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but he does raise a good topic, which is on the podcast we spoke about, which is probably what we should do more on this recovery rooms. But again, that maybe defeats the purpose of the recovery room. But anyway, we spoke about muscle dysmorphia, how women think about our body image. We spoke about that at length with Alec, and I think the more I think about it, there's two main paths. Perhaps it was the ending point he raised. If you look very fit physically, if you looked ripped or jacked, whatever, it was either your goal to look that way, or you became that way as an outcome of another goal. That's just the way I see it. So he might be speaking about those who their main goal was just to get ripped and get jacked because they want to look that way, they want to present that way, they want to appear that way. But people who look that way because looking that way is only the right outcome of another kind of hobby, goal, passion that they have. right? Which is where perhaps we'll say are probably the more healthy side. So for somebody who's very into fitness, who loves to just put himself through resistance, you probably would eventually look, I don't know, muscular. If you're very much into triathlon, I don't want to say triathlon, but like I just meant like
long distance
marathons, long distance runnings. Yeah, you probably would reflect in some way in your body, right? So if you're somebody who you love to hike, I don't know if you watched that Fitness 100 on Netflix about a while ago that was trending.
Yeah.
There was a guy in there anyway who was very fit, but his job was to save people who were stuck during mountain hikes or climbs, something like that. So he did a lot of hanging so that made him fit naturally. But I don't think if you saw his body, that was not why he was working out. He got that body based on working out, but also based on his real life stuff. So I think that already debunks that brother's final words about everyone who looks that way is probably because of them wanting to feel
validation,
etc.
Yeah. So let me read the quoted one, also a bit long, but I think this person put a bit more nuance to what he was saying, I would assume. So this person says, in 2020, 2021, I focused on getting big. I went from 185 pounds to 215 pounds. He took his bench to 305, his squats to 365.
That's one thing I never, sorry, coach, but that's one thing that I just never, I feel like, am I lazy? Because I never think about, I think about it at the gym because I have a record.
Yeah, but outside the gym,
I've never said, bro, I'm benching
I'm benching 400 now.
XYZ. I've just never said that before. So whenever I hear that from even documentary that we watch, I just think, interesting. This is deep.
Yeah. Funny, even at my gym, obviously they use different languages like, this guy can bench 5 plates or 3 plates or 4 plates and all of those sorts of things. And for me, when I hear those sorts of things, I'm like, well, I guess, but it's not necessarily my motivation per se. But like you said, outside of the gym, maybe those people talk about different things outside of the gym.
But that's not bad in the gym though. I understand. Yeah. We are all there, right? Fair enough.
Yeah.
If you're fair enough. But when we're like having tea and
like
saying it's benching, except maybe the topic is on the gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, continue with it.
Yeah, exactly. So he says, I'm not this strong. Okay, I started getting referred to as the jacked guy by my male friends. I'm not this strong, not this big now. I now feel this constant low-level pressure to get back to that size and to that level of strength, purely to maintain that image from my male friends. That's it. That's the only reason. Now, he puts in brackets, women don't actually care that much. You get a lot more attention for being kind, funny, confident, dressing well, being in good shape without being huge, etc. When I think about the athletic activities that I personally would like to be doing, it's rock climbing, figure skating, dancing, parkour, mountain biking, all stuff that actually benefits from having less muscle mass. I like being strong, but I don't really care about being ultra strong. My father was a competitive power lifter when I was growing up. He showed me a video of his left humerus, upper arm bone, literally snapping in half while he attempted a 650-pound bench press attempt in competition. Lots of his powerlifting buddies have mobility issues. They have to sleep with a CPAP mask, all kinds of stuff. He's told me in no uncertain terms that getting that strong is actually a bad thing. Your joints can't take it. You end up with a wrecked body and chronic pain. The only reason to do it would
100%.
The only reason to do it would be if the glory of competition in your prime is worth more to you than a healthy old age. For me, it's not. And yet, I still feel that low-level pressure to get back to my previous level of strength and then to continue. And it's only because part of my brain cares what other people think, even though I know they don't care that much. For many guys who go on restricted diets and reach a low body fat percentage, it's for the same reason. We're just trying to impress people who don't really care that much. We're tailoring our entire waking lives around potential momentary experiences, like having a person say, wow, you're jacked. I keep having to tell myself that it's not worth it. When I'm old, the comments, the likes on the picture, the powerlifting numbers, I won't care about any of that. But I'll sure as hell regret if I didn't use my youth to do things I truly wanted to do.
Yeah, there was. I feel like I should have paused you in different parts because there's so many to pick up, and I forgot
Yeah.
some bits. First of all, but them lot who are nose bleeding from doing squats, nothing to say to you.
Yeah.
Because as his dad said, either for the glory of the I can't remember what he said, but the glory of being the strongest at that point, sacrificing that.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Mhm.
Look, when I watched that video with the bigger, faster, stronger documentary, and the guys were squatting and their nose bleeding, I thought,
Bleeding. Like why? Like
why?
what? Like what?
What would make me? No, not even nothing can make me feel the need. But then again, I can't understand because I'm not them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine because I'm not them.
And I think there are different levels to it because I'll tell people I rode 200 kilometers and everybody's like, what's your problem?
Yeah, but you ride that with your nose bleeding.
No.
Thank you. That's it.
But maybe I can't physically see.
No, bro.
Okay.
A nosebleed
Yeah.
is the biggest sign of
Yeah, doing something absolutely.
stop.
Fair enough. I guess the narrative is doing something.
You can
to the
have
point where you're hurting
blisters.
yourself. Yeah.
You can have like, I don't know, your balls can shaft, whatever. Imagine if I can use that word on YouTube, whatever. I don't know.
We'll find out.
But a nosebleed is the sign that the brain says we are dying.
Yeah.
Let us stop this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also in this case of what he said, it feels the pressure. I don't know what that feels like to be in a friendship group where you're the most jacked up guy, and then your friend expects you to maintain that image. I don't know what that feels like. I don't even know if I can't even imagine it. Even if I have a friend, I don't think I imagine me expecting him to stay that way. Maybe I will. Maybe I just don't know because I've not experienced that before. But I do find that strange. I do find that very, very reliant on the subjective as the guy is as a human being. Whatever. To his own admission, he did say he cares about what people think more than the average person, right? He said that. So there we go. Then that's probably part of it. The entire topic of gone.
No, go finish.
The entire topic of how jacked up you are and how you think others will perceive you from in terms of men and women. I think it makes sense that you get comments from guys more than women. I don't think that indicates anything too much. I just think it makes more sense because the woman who compliments a random guy on the streets like that just because of differences and just because of what that might imply for the woman and the man.
Yeah.
And from a guy, there's no expectation when a guy compliments you in that kind of way. But also a guy who is probably going to be more likely the one who understands what you've done to get there.
Exactly. That was what I was going to say. Yeah.
And he's going to say, oh, bro, well done. Nice. Looks good. Whatever. And he's probably the one that wants to get the same physique as you have because women also have different body goals.
Absolutely.
Than you. So it makes sense that the numbers wise, you get more ticks, likes from the fellow gents versus the ladies.
Yeah. I think what would actually be interesting is to actually do a similar episode, but from a woman that actively goes to the gym and lifts like beyond the average person, right? Because like I can think of, as I'm talking about this, they're like an image of like 5, 6, 7 people that I run into the gym consistently that are like I know are doing serious numbers either with their squats or even sometimes with like it's funny, this picture this scenario. You're about to walk into to use a machine, maybe to do some maybe it's a T-bar row machine or something, and you're waiting for someone to finish. And usually when someone finishes a machine, you check the weights to kind of like put it in your own level. And there's a kind of like mental bias that you kind of like have when you're walking towards a machine that a woman has just used. In your mind, you're expecting to increase the weight, increase the weight,
add some stuff.
Yeah, and then you get there. That happened to me. It happened to me like I think it was last week Thursday. It was the T-bar row machine and all of that. And I
T-bar row. That's for the back.
Yeah, for the back. Yeah. So and typically, the perception. If I see a girl squatting like, 50 kg dumbbells on each side or whatnot or whatever, for me I'm like, oh yeah, their physiology and all of that, they definitely have more muscles and all of those things in their thighs, and so I can get away with.
They're just also strong.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but partly because also why female footballers have been getting a lot of ACLs is also because of how they're.
Oh yeah. I know. I was just
Yeah. So, but you generally say that men have more upper body strength than women, right? That's the general vibe. So I think I just had that picture that okay, this girl's using the back machine and stuff like that. So I'll probably need to add more plates there and all of those things. And then I got there and I was like, okay, like it wasn't a like.
But did you see her do the
yeah,
exercise?
she was doing it. Yeah, she was doing it on. I think there were 25 kg plates on them, which is typically the limits that I feel like I'm at now. At the moment.
You can. I think did that in my gym, didn't you?
Yeah, I know, but it's just like she did a lot of sets, and I wasn't. I guess I was expecting something though.
Yeah.
So maybe it's me. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah.
Sorry.
Or like women doing like pull-ups without the bands, like. The whole like bro that's another level. But anyways, how did we get here? What was I trying to say? I was about to comment on this thing. I think I don't know, like my relationship with the gym, I've talked about this on different episodes, is that like I see guys that are like super big and all of that, and for me I'm just like good on you, but it's not really my style. And it's why I don't like working out with other folks, because some guys that maybe you start to switch machines with and they just assume that okay, let's work out together and stuff, and then they start like try to make you beat your personal best and force you to do like bigger weights and stuff like that.
Damn low.
Yeah, but in my head I
call them Ezekiel's.
Why?
No particular reason. They just feel like Ezekiel's.
I'm gonna get out of my head now. But for me, it's always like I usually try to avoid folks like that. Maybe I feel like okay, I still have a couple of sets here, but I see that someone is already switching with me, and there's people that will trade with you, but when they do their own workouts, they do other things. But there are people that do their workouts and they're looking at you do your own. Now, some people do it because they are trying to potentially help you with your form. And some are trying to do it because usually when boys are working out together, you ginger yourself, be shouting when the person wants to stop at 9 sets, you shout one more, that sort of thing. If you're that kind of person, I just want to switch machines. I'll be like when I'm done. Because I'm not ready to start doing once in a while.
I need to experience this when I go back.
Yeah. But for me, like if it's a day that I feel like I'm feeling lazy, yes, I will pair myself up. I'll just move around some folks, because I know at least with somebody else there, particularly if, for example, there are guys that lift heavier than you, and so you don't want to be taking off too many plates a lot of times, so you try and skip up. I use that to push myself sometimes, right? But it's just like I think it's just a thing that I don't know where it comes from, but just being confident in the fact that okay, this is why I'm here, this is what I'm trying to do. I will try to push myself certain limits, but I'm not going to let somebody be the ones to start telling me to do one more, two more, or this is not how you do it. And sometimes the whole thing about form, which I was saying on the thing with Alec as well, is that some guys, just because they are bigger, assume that that size that they have means that everything they've been doing has been the right thing, and so it gives them some people just come, and the way they correct you is almost like they are professional trainers and physiological people somewhere. And I'm just
interesting because I sense that there's a cultural difference in gym in Ghana and the UK.
Okay, how so? Everybody does their own thing.
I think it's very rare to see that happen here.
Oh, okay.
Maybe just gyms I've been to. Let me caveat that it might be more common, but it's very rare to see people spontaneously correct strangers. And I reckon that also be common in America as well. I think so. But I think here it's very much
everybody's so in their own mind of business then.
Because I see people do. Yesterday there was a guy I was scared for because he would do the squat, but then halfway through the squat, clearly it was too heavy. Clearly, and look at me talking like I just watched Top Boy. But do the squat halfway, and then the rest is his back. My back. But then again, I know. So you've been to my gym. The squat machines are in front, and there's like this big area at the back.
Yeah.
So the big area at the back where there's like some benches and the bench press. There's people there doing several things: hip thrusts, skipping, whatever. So this guy was in front of everybody, and you could tell everyone knew this was problematic. No one said a word.
Yeah.
So I can imagine if this was probably a different gym, like in your context, someone would have said, "Bros, how far?" No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it was a bit scary.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me it's interesting, and sometimes I don't think I talk all the time, but it's kind of because of my size, who am I to be telling you what to do, what's not. Sometimes if people ask me a question, like maybe they're kind of like newbies and they're about to use a machine that I just got off, and they're like, oh please, how do you do it here? And then I'm like, well, I try to say what I know, but
Yeah.
even
I guess it depends. If people go gym for different reasons, as I started by saying.
yeah.
If you're going to the gym for the reason that we started by saying is to improve the body, as opposed to you looking good or feeling good as an outcome of a separate exercise. Excuse me, that caught me off guard. Apologies, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're going to improve your power, your strength, rather, your physique or your fitness, it means different things. If you're going to improve your power, you can't compete with somebody who's going to focus on improving their fitness. You can probably compete, but you're on different levels.
Yeah.
But it's way worse if you're trying to just improve your fitness, your muscle and endurance, and compete with somebody who's training for power.
Yeah.
There's guys who do train for power, clearly train for power in their bench presses and squats that I don't even look but an eye to, because I know we're in different journeys here. You're looking for power. I'm not looking for power. I'm just looking for resistance and keeping that resistance on check. So you have to also know you also don't know that person's journey.
Exactly.
But also the different weights you are in matter as well. Which is why boxing helps you understand weights, because if you are a middleweight, which is probably between 70 kg to 75, 69, 75, I think, you're probably going to be what makes you a powerful, strong man, it would differ from a heavyweight.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a squat that involves, I don't know, 100 kg, which is perhaps 1.2, 1.5 your body size, you're pretty strong. In fact, you're very strong. So which is why if you have a rep competition, they would calculate it based on your weight. So when you have this comparison to gym, you also have to know who you're comparing yourself with.
I think that's what people forget.
You have to know who you're comparing yourself with.
Yeah.
People have their journeys, people have their plans, power, strength versus endurance versus fitness, and people then have their weights.
Yeah.
As well. So you have to just pick and understand where you are in that journey, to be honest. But again, I said, if the good thing about the gym is if you start the gym early and you're open-minded naturally and you're going there for yourself, you would embrace all the good habits. I think naturally you pick up the good from people and you know what the bad is and you drop the bad. You won't become arrogant if you end up looking like somebody who everyone wants to be like. In fact, you become nicer, if anything. But yeah, but of course, for the women perspective, I can't speak about the women. The women have it different. They have different goals as well. So I can't really compare with that.
Yeah. All right. So I found one.
But I think for anyone listening, we spoke about it on the podcast. We dove deeply into male body dysmorphia, body image in men, and just the entire fitness industry.
Yeah.
Check it on the podcast platform. It was a very good podcast with Alec, and we're sure you're gonna enjoy it. So if you haven't seen that, check it on the podcast if you enjoyed that.
This brief
points that we highlighted.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so let's cap it off with this one. We're going totally left field with this one. So the original tweet said, You're that bold to say I love you without knowing if it's mutual, ? And then
this caught me off guard. Yeah, you actually meant left field.
Yeah, exactly. Then someone quotes that and says, my love for you isn't determined by your love for me. I love you because I love you, not because you love me back. Y'all really just think love has to be transactional.
My response to that is go and listen to our episode on unconditional love.
Oh yeah, true.
And that was covered in-depthly, and I can show that the episode was well received by people who listened to it. It was an amazing episode. But let me not do a shameless plug and push you guys to the podcast all the time. What's my answer to that? You go first.
Maybe let's tweak the question. Do you wait to?
No, that's not
Okay.
the point. That's not the point, because that's not the point. I really, really hate. No, okay, no, hate is a strong word.
But
I really dislike speaking about love publicly, and I don't mean publicly like on YouTube. I mean even if we are in a group here,
yeah.
because it's just so. Everything counts. How do I explain it? Like, everyone can be a love speaker, because it's just an experience that we all have, and we can all write a book on. If we put a gun to our head, right, on love, we can all. It's the one topic that we can all write on it, whatever age we are, whether you're 17, whether you're 21, 30 years old. So sometimes thinking about it feels like I am throwing sand in the beach. Does that make sense?
Fair.
Right. So, and sometimes not sometimes. Some of these dilemmas, like this person's quandary of waiting to his mutual before you say I love you. There could be so many reasons why, if a person genuinely feels that way, why that person feels that way. We spoke about this in previous recovery room session. But again, it boils down to the fact that this topic is one in which is going to remain and persist to be the most fundamental human experience. And so everyone can write a book about it, and which means everyone can feel like they're right about it, but it depends on so many parts of their history. And there's nothing really I can do about it for that person. So if they feel that way, and good luck to you, cuz.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, and this is the thing, back to the thing about nuances. So this person tweeted the whole asking if everyone is bold enough to just say I love you without knowing if it's mutual. One thing you notice for is that some people tweet things for reactions. They know it's going to get a reaction, right?
Yeah.
But this is not even that, because someone then replies that, I had to think back, and I've nearly always said it first, especially as a youngin, right? So I guess this person is replying that and saying they've always said it first, and they put the sort of like embarrassed kind of like smiley. And then the same person that tweeted first about are you that bold to do it now comes back and says, there's nothing wrong with that, right? So it allows you to see that this person that said the thing that they said, you don't know why they said this. You don't know, maybe they're talking about themselves or they're talking about something else, but essentially this is the same person that is telling somebody else that has said it first all the time that there's nothing wrong with you saying first, right? And I just said that to say, like, again, nuance. There's only so many things that can be covered in a 280 character thing, and sometimes the purpose to which you're saying something would drive how you say it, and the kind of reactions that you're hoping to get from it. But anyways, back to the whole thing. I think like you said, we've talked about this in an unconditional love episode. I think it takes a certain, for some people it's a brave act to confess your love to someone in actual words, like, and this is funny, like some people don't say it but show it. Some people are scared to show it, and they find it easy to say it without meaning it. So like there's just so many different sides to it. And
I just thank God that I'm saved.
what does that even mean? What does that even mean? How does that even apply?
If you don't understand what I mean, then I'm sorry.
Okay. Maybe I do in a small kind of way, but yeah, I think I do.
Because I think in the end, anybody who is, I'm not married, of course, but anybody who is married and is truly married in truest of sense.
He said truly married. Screaming.
Would hear this and just smile. And they'll smile because they already understand the game. Not the game is wrong. They understand the essence. And everyone else in these conversations, they are still looking at, they don't understand. Maybe it's unfair to dismiss them as that. Maybe they understand, but they're just trying to be provocative. I don't know. But I feel like I get the sense that when you are wrapped up in that love conversation, that love experience, unpacking love theoretically doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. You don't need to. What's for? You don't need to. I've not seen anybody like that. I wish I used the word saved.
Fair enough.
So, that's my conclusion to that topic. So yeah, and even you can think about it in your daily life. Everybody that you know who is already in that space,
Yeah.
they I don't think they will feel the need. They can do it by question or whatever. So some will do it because they want to be influencers online. They want to be whatever. But those who are truly there, don't feel the need.
All right. Cool. Good place to park it. Like, share, subscribe. Do the things that people tend to do on YouTube.
Leave a comment as well. We've not had a comment yet on this on YouTube. Look, thing is, leave a comment, guys. Come on.
Beggy.
No. Look. Listen, yeah. Whether this works or not doesn't mean my life is a failure. Absolutely not. And for you as well, right? Our lives are revolving in higher ways beyond our podcasts. But we thank God that the podcast is also doing bits, doing well. So our sense of value is not attached to this. However, whatever we do, we enjoy doing it well, right? So we enjoy putting our best into it, regardless of how fake, constrained we are, tight we are. And the same goes for this. We know Rome wasn't built in a day. This algorithm we are in is a crazy algorithm. We are what you call novices. No, we're even pre-novices in this game of your space on your YouTube feed right now. So, yes, I am begging. Give us a comment. Let us know that you listened to this. Let us know that you got to the end. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
We really love that. We love that. Humble, saying as it is what it is.
Cool. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week and catch you in 2 weeks on the next Recovery Room episode.
See you, peeps. Take it easy.
Peace out.